Howdy, howdy. I'm back from my trip, and it's actually already the end of the week. I originally wasn't going to do a video for this week, but I figured I'd pop by and just have a brief discussion about the going-ons while I was out of town, kind of how some sales had popped up while I was out of town, and how I prepared the shop for going out of town. So first, as far as um, how I prepared the shop, I placed an announcement on the Etsy page, which notified that any items that were sold would be shipped out on Monday, although I actually shipped them out today when I had gotten back and I was able to get it printed. And I also increased the processing time from my normal 1 to 3 days to 5 to 7 days, just to make sure in case things blew up that I'd be good to go. Ended up having about 3 orders, one of which was actually just a few minutes ago, so I haven't even printed that one yet. The 2 orders were for, it was for a cat dragon with an egg. So I had to get that one printed. And the other one was for some of those Posca marker holders. So I got those printed. I was actually able to remotely send some of the prints. I had someone pop by my house and just put the filament in. I remotely sent them to make it, for the most part, ready for me when I came back. And was good to go. Went pretty good. I do think, though... Oh, and I made sure that I had no sales running during that time period. I quite often on my Etsy shop, I actually keep a 20% to 30%, just depends. I've kind of marked it into my pricing for the most part. Sales there, meaning by marking my price, I've made sure that I'm making plenty of profit when I have the sales going. But I do that because I've noticed that the Etsy algorithm seems to push individuals that have sales of that. In fact, they even point that out. So I do a lot of weekends olive sales. I still do whenever I do a sale, I leave it off of sales for about 3 or 4 days afterwards before I start a new one. So I figured I just wouldn't have a sale during that period while I was gone, and I definitely saw a dip in my traffic during that period. So yeah, it definitely did go down a little bit. As far as orders, I think that's also why it was down as well, was because of that, and not sure if it was the processing time or not. So I'll go ahead and just say for this week I did have the 3 orders, although I actually ended up being some pretty higher orders each time, so I think the total for the 3 orders was $105 or $106 from what I can see. So that's not too bad, especially for 3 orders. The one I have to print is a axolotl dragon and a cat dragon with an egg. I'm just questioning the individual to make sure that the color they want is correct. Past that, I did get back Friday, just yesterday, and immediately got my printer back to working. And I'm currently focusing on some new products that I'm going to be posting on the Etsy store. So we have right here is a D20, which is a dice for D&D, but it's a pencil organizer. I thought it was really cool. It's open source, so I'm just going to make sure I give the credit and kind of go from there. I saw this cup, looked really good. I was testing how good the water was. Spoiler, it's not water resistant, but I was testing it, and it's designed to be, you put like a soda can or a beer can in it, but it's got the red, white, and blue. I figured it'd be great, period, but especially for the 4th of July, so I went ahead and did that. I haven't posted on the Etsy store yet. And these items right here. This is a snack container that I saw recently on Maker World. Really like it. I can't really see the color, but I went ahead and printed this one as well as this one. This is 2 different versions of it. I'm going to be selling those. And the final new item is this little crystal skull. I'm actually going to upsize it for when I sell it. However, found some interesting items. Actually, before I get into that, I did also print, which is already finished. This is going to be just for my house, but this is a Forge, stand to where you can place your Hue Forges in. Which would be really nice for me to hold on to some inventory for some items. I'll probably bring it whenever I do some craft shows. That way I can place it on the table, kind of fill it up with I think it's 10 slots. That'll be a great amount to bring for whenever I do that. Of course, this one right here is actually of my cat, so I'm not going to do that one, but I wanted to have it for the display. Another item that I did actually just finish printing, but I haven't popped it off yet, is another cup. I found a really good designer that has some really cool looking cups. This one is actually for a dragon. I haven't pulled off any of the supports, but I'll be doing that here in a bit and then posting this. All right, so what prompted for me to actually decide to do a video before I was just going to throw a compilation video that I had prepared and just do a bigger video next week is while loading things up for Etsy and doing some research, I ended up finding out that Etsy has actually updated their creative their creativity guidelines that they have for Etsy. Essentially what that does is it's the guidelines for items that they are allowed to, my understanding, now I am no expert in this, but it is the guidelines that they have for posting things on their site, meaning it has to meet certain levels of creativity, etc. Well, apparently that just changed as of the 10th of this month. And one item that's on the list, which is causing a stir, is in relation to 3D prints. It's a little vague as to what it is allowing, but reading it exactly how it's written, it seems to call out, which I'll put it actually on I'll see if I can put it on the actual video, just that way you could see what the snippet is. So Etsy updated its creativity guidelines, and one of the changes that it does is in relation to items produced using computerized tools, physical items that a seller produced in their physical shop or home using computerized tools such as laser printer, 3D printer, CNC, or Cricut machine. These items must be produced or based on a seller's original design and are often personalized or customized to a buyer's specification. So the controversy that I'm seeing and what a few Discord groups that I'm a part of are really ripping into this is the fact that it specifies based on a seller's original design. So I'm not 100% sure, but reading it just based off of that, it almost indicates that unless you are the individual who designed the 3D file, it will you're not allowed to sell it. You're not allowed to sell what the file is. You're not allowed to sell the 3D print or anything of that nature. However, there's another part to it which says and are often personalized or customized to a buyer's specification. So what that means right there is kind of the personalization, the custom color options that we have, which I do have that on almost all of my items that I have available. So maybe because this part is available, I'm good. I'm not sure. It's really kind of thrown me off for the day because I was really starting to grow my Etsy store. I'm getting an average. I mean, it's not groundbreaking money, but it's some constant money coming in, and it's a proof of concept. I've been getting about $100 a week. And now this is almost saying that Etsy might be shutting me down. So we'll see. I figured, I mean, I'm small, but I figured I would just talk about it, bring it up, see what anyone's thoughts are on it, if they've heard anything more on it, if they are I guess, concerned about this from Etsy, or if they've even been made aware of it. That's really another reason why I was wanting to bring it up, is to just spread awareness. Now, as far as the Cinderwing Discord group that I've been a part of, I'm pretty much going to go with what they were thinking for right now until there's further guidelines from Etsy. I'm just going to treat it as though it is not, you know, so there's further guidelines. I'm not going to do anything with my shop. However, that does mean that I am going to start looking and seeing what other options there are. I mean, of course, I know I could do a Shopify store, and that is an option. But that requires some finances up top. I need to be able to market it myself, and that was eventually going to be a plan, but that was going to be like after I have kind of grown, individuals who are part of my shop, and then kind of push them that way. I know there's TikTok live shop that people do, but I've never really been a part of the TikTok thing, and with everything that's going on with the ban in America, I kind of don't want to start it until that all gets settled. Facebook has some options that I've been looking at with my wife, but just Etsy's always been the one that I think of when it comes to this stuff. So if there's anyone who, has experience with other platforms that they've used for selling their 3D prints, I'd love input on what you guys have used and kind of how you've gone about it. I do have my craft fairs, and I am still going to be participating in those because that would be completely unrelated to this. But, I don't mind craft fairs, but ideally I was looking to get something built up so I don't have to plan entire days going out to these craft fairs. More like just as needed, or every once in a while was my eventual plan. But yeah, I don't know. I figured I'd just mention it. It was on my mind today, and I don't want to say just just have an open discussion with you guys and just think what you guys think about it, and kind of share what my thoughts are on it. But for right now, I'm going to continue posting my stuff. I'm going to continue updating my listings. I am going to make sure that all my items do have unique colors, because that was one thing that Cinderwing's Discord group had mentioned, was maybe just making sure that your photos are unique enough, which I've already done that with a lot of my dragons, but with my other products, they may not be as unique. So I'm going to be working on updating that stuff and kind of going from there. But I don't know. I mean, it's really deflating knowing that I've spent easily hundreds of hours working on this shop, researching the algorithm and all that, just for it to essentially be spit in the face. But yeah, sorry, didn't mean for this to turn into this kind of a video. Just want to give you guys a update and whatnot. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. If you do enjoy this video, please appreciate any subscribing, liking, comments that you guys give. It really does mean a lot to me. The YouTube is kind of something that I started just to kind of share my journey, as well as to just discuss how my process is going and get feedback from individuals. So I have appreciated all of that I've gotten. And I'm still going to continue it one way or the other, no matter how things go. But yeah, so next week should probably be a video that'll be back to normal. I may push back the compilation video to a different time, but because originally I had that one all ready to go out for Sunday, but we'll see. But yeah, thank you for sticking around for my rant, and yeah, thank you for watching.